Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to break down a workflow for creating amazing videos without a camera, a mic, or even a budget. It's basically a complete digital factory, and it's all powered by free AI.
Have you ever wanted to create a video from scratch, but just felt stopped by all the gear and the cost? Well, check this out. A creator recently laid out their secret workflow, and it uses a handful of totally free AI tools to automate the entire process. I'm talking from a simple idea all the way to the final finished video.
So what we've done is we've distilled that entire method into a really simple step-by-step explainer. You can think of it like a guide to your own totally free digital assembly line for making videos. Each piece just connects to the next, and you end up building something pretty amazing.
So here's the blueprint we're going to follow. It's a four-stage journey. First, we've got the smart script. Then we move on to the visual engine. After that, we create the AI voice. And finally, we add the final polish. This whole structure, it's designed to take one single idea and turn it into a completely finished animated story.
All right, let's jump into stage one and see how this whole thing kicks off. Everything starts not just with an idea, but with this powerful idea-to-script generator that does all the heavy lifting for you.
So, the very first tool in our little assembly line here is Catalyst.ai. Now, this thing is designed to be a storyboard builder. So instead of, trying to wrestle with ChatGPT to get your scenes right, you just give Catalyst one single prompt, and bam, it builds out the entire sequence for you, automatically.
And you've got options here. You can generate a really quick 5-scene story, or you can go big and create up to 50 scenes for a longer project. The creator of this workflow, they went with the prompt Ancient Egypt and decided that 10 scenes was the sweet spot to build their story.
Okay, and this is absolutely crucial for keeping this whole thing free. You have to use Catalyst only for the script generation. The second you try to customize a character or generate the video right there on the site, you're going to hit a paywall. So remember, this whole workflow, it hinges on using only the free parts of each tool.
All right, so we've got our 10-scene script. Now it's time to actually create the visuals. And this is where the first really clever hack comes into play to get around some of those annoying roadblocks.
So for our visuals, we're going to turn to a tool from Google called Whisk. It's fantastic for free image and video generation. But, and this is a big but, there's a common catch. For a lot of people around the world, this tool is region locked.
But hey, don't worry, the workaround is actually surprisingly simple. All you have to do is install a free VPN extension for your browser. Like Chrome, set your location to a place where it works, like the United States, and boom, you're in. And the best part? Once you've accessed the tool, you can even turn the VPN off and just keep on working.
This one technique solves one of the biggest headaches in AI video right now, character consistency. It's so simple. After you generate your first image, you just drag it into the subject reference box. That's it. You're basically telling the AI, hey, this is my character, and it makes sure they look the same in all 10 of your scenes. It's brilliant.
Okay, so once you've got all 10 of your consistent character images generated and saved, you stick with the exact same tool, Whisk, to bring them to life. You just take each image, one by one, use the original script prompt for that scene, and animate it into a short 8-second video clip.
So now we've got these little silent movies, right? But every good story needs a narrator. So let's move on to the audio and see how this next piece of the puzzle fits in, because this step adds a whole other layer of creative customization.
This next stage is a pretty powerful two-step combo. First, you take those English scene descriptions you got from Catalyst and you pop them into ChatGPT. The prompt is super simple. Translate this into a specific dialect. For example, the original creator used colloquial Egyptian Arabic. Then you just copy that translated text, paste it into Google AI Studio, and it generates a remarkably high-quality voiceover for you.
Okay, so let's take stock. We've got our animated clips. We've got our unique audio narration for each one. The final step in our digital assembly line is bringing it all together in the edit to give it that professional finish. And for this part, the creator uses the free desktop version of CapCut. If you haven't used it, it's a super powerful and really accessible video editor. It's pretty much perfect for assembling your clips, syncing up the audio, and adding all those important final touches.
Now, this is an absolutely ingenious hack for a super common editing problem. What do you do if your voiceover is longer than your video clip? Well, the solution isn't to speed up the audio and make it sound weird. No, you actually extend the video. You just slice off the last few frames of the clip, copy that tiny piece, and paste it to stretch out the duration. Then you add a subtle transition, like a crossfade, and the scene just disappears. It's practically invisible.
And for that final polish, here are 2 more little pro-level tricks for you.
To make global adjustments way easier, you can combine all of your edited clips into what's called a single compound clip. Then, to get rid of that pesky AI watermark that's usually in the corner, you just slightly increase the scale of that whole compound clip. You're basically zooming in just enough to crop it out cleanly from the edge of the frame.
And the end result? It's pretty staggering, honestly. By following this whole digital assembly line, a single one-line prompt, Ancient Egypt, got transformed into this cohesive 2-minute animated short film. I mean, think about it. A full story, consistent characters, a custom narrator, and the whole thing was created for free.
So what does this all really mean? It means that the barrier to creating really compelling visual stories, it's just plummeting. It's disappearing, thanks to clever, accessible workflows just like this one. And that really leaves us with a fascinating question. If the tools are free and the process is this straightforward, what stories are you going to tell?